Hello everyone, this is Freedomator. Welcome to the Pike International Raceway, where we're going to do qualifying for race number 5 of season number 2 of the NIRA Cabela's Cup Series, the Denver Biscuit Company 400. We're going to go around here for about 20 to 22 minutes or so, and at the end of those 20 to 22 minutes, one driver will be on the pole for this race. Welcome up here into the booth. With me is Ethan Farley as well as Zachary Fitzwater. It's good to have y'all here. Ethan, we're going to start with you. Like Phoenix that we went to last race, this is a flat 1 mile track. And the last race we saw Jason Dady absolutely annihilate the field. Do you think we could see him possibly a favorite for the race win tomorrow?
It could definitely happen for the most part. Whenever I was walking around the track talking to some of the drivers, I heard about Casey Holland getting tired of getting caught up in other people's business and getting caught up in their wrecks. So I'm expecting her to be a little bit more aggressive from what she told me and some of her crew chiefs, trying to just get up there and run really well as of now. But so far, I'm not too sure. Jason Dady is not very confident in the equipment that he's had in some of the testing that he's done on this track. But so far, a lot of the drivers are very confident in themselves because they know in the later runs they're going to be using the outside more. But from what I've seen, the inside's working a little bit better as of right now, as we get to see the 45, now a lot of others. But so far, we're looking at the number 0 of Colton Yo, who is currently in the pole position.
27.555. Oh, never mind. Darren Arnsdorf on the pole now with a 27.42. So, Fitzy, we're going to go to you now. You, as well as Ethan, are racing in the Scats Grand Nationals in about an hour now. What do you expect? Because you're coming off a win at the Phoenix International Raceway. Congratulations on that win, by the way. Another mile flat track, as I said before. What can you expect the conditions for these drivers to be?
Thanks for the win I got. This track is kind of slack. A lot of drivers will have to pick different lines, all that good stuff, but I'm expecting a calmer qualifying session here, but as you're seeing 21 second, but yeah, like I said, it's a slick track, it's hot, drivers will run around for a bit, but yeah, I won't be surprised if I have a surprise winner for the pole.
And right now the surprise is Creed Daniel in the 39. There he is. And he just went quicker. It was a 27.177. Now it's a 27.155. That's one of the fastest laps I've seen since we've been here. My goodness. And consider, yeah, absolutely. Come in. Absolutely. Go ahead and get the adjustments now. My goodness. What a lap for the 39 of Creed Daniel.
Creed Daniel is sporting a specific sponsor, Coors Light, and a specific paint scheme, throwing back to Austin Bill from Dawsonville in those beautiful colors as well. As you can see, plenty others just trying to get by, but not a lot of things happening. You can see Eli Bright in that beautiful black and red Budweiser Chevrolet right there. Sort of new on the track as of right now, but so far, if we can talk about it for a while, so far no one's going to try and touch. Never mind the 91. The 91 of Trey Smith just took the pole with a 27.919.
Absolutely come into the pit stall and get adjustments now. 27.019 the pole lap. And in second, another car overtakes Creed Daniel, a 27.141. That is Dale. There's Dale Lightning right there, coming by the start-finish line once again in that AT&T number 31. And Chase Miller, the surprise of qualifying right now, in the 4th position with a 27.166 for that MB2 Motorsports team. Great run for him so far. Jamison Thole currently 5th. Camden Jezorski 6th. No, actually, hold on. Trey Wright just moved up into the 6th position there. So that knocks Jezorski down to 7th. Noah Clifton 8th. Eli Bright 9th. And another surprise, Jimmy Hogan rounding at the top 10. And that Penske number 77. 27.240 versus Trey Smith's 27.019. So not that far off the pace at all. The last place qualifier right now, Nick Kennedy with a 27.549. Now it's a little quicker now, 27.473. So plenty of time to make adjustments as we're just under 14 minutes to go.
Of course, it's always going to be sort of like this. It's sort of just people riding around trying to keep their noses clean as of late. But I wanted to talk about Colorado just a little bit since Pike's Peak is in Colorado. So far, the only place I've been to as of right now, besides Denver and all that, I went to Colorado Springs just to sort of relax and chill out for a minute. But whenever it came to the heat, it was a little more humid that day, but it's probably a little more hot now with a good bit of weather. But so far, these drivers have taken it like champs, even with the hot cars, the hot temperatures of the track and everything about it. But so far, I don't think they're going to be worrying about overheating too much due to it being a little more cooler than whatever we had in the West Coast.
And Fitzy, we haven't seen the pole time change in a few minutes now. Do you think that there's a chance that anyone is going to end up being quicker than a 27.019, or do you think this is Trey Smith's pole right now with just 12 and a half minutes to go?
Well, I think at the moment this is Trey Smith's pole run at the moment, unless somebody comes out, like I was saying, about 10 minutes left and puts out a best lap on colder tires. But at the moment, I don't see anybody beating Trey Smith in 91 at the moment.
A few cars there on pit road. One of them is that the 45 of Kennedy? Yes, it is. As well as the 78 Ben Grorich. The 20 of Willie Brock is down there on the pit road also. There's Josh King going nose to tail with Niall O'Hare. Niall actually got into the back of him there going through turn 2 there. Josh King pulling away a little bit. That might have actually helped him. He's going to have a pretty quick lap this time by. Rookie in that 22 having a good qualifying run so far. Well, actually, no, he's in 39th, so not that good, but not a terrible lap that he ran either. 27.422. That is not a bad lap at all. And Creed Daniel back out on the track with the adjustments, is well on his way to overtaking Trey Smith for the pole position there. He just ran a 27.077, put him second on the grid right now with just over 11 minutes to go.
It's always going to be a little more tricky whenever it comes to it, especially with cars in front of you. Even with the draft help, it sort of also slows you down in that process if there's also a car both in front and behind, just sort of mixing it both, sort of just keeping you stuck there. It's always going to be tricky in those short tracks. As he dives on low, he gets the clean air, and it looks like the Sharpie Dodge decides to just dive into the pits for a second, or it could be Ford. Yep, it's blue oval, so it's a Ford. I apologize to the 97, but so far he has not really ran much, but he has gotten a 9th place starting position with 10 minutes and 12 seconds to go.
27.201 for Tyler Mills, the guy who led the most laps at Daytona. He's had a pretty solid season to this point. Looking for a good showing in that Roush Racing entry. Here's William Brock coming back out onto the track. He currently sits 30th on the grid at 27.333. Looking at, with the adjustments he just got, looking to get a quicker time as soon as possible with time running out. Just a little over halfway done here. This is the 24 of Keegan Thompson running a sporty NIRA scheme. I don't know about y'all, but I really like this scheme that he's running today.
To be honest with you, I think Bitsy would know some or two. But if anything, not much of a smoker myself, but if it's always going to be a good way to sort of limit yourself in smoking, like make you stop smoking but still be there, I would say Nicorette would be your best option.
So Fitzy, he is running 34th right now on the grid. Yes, he is. 27.3. Actually, he's a little slower now. Knock him down to 35th. Nick Kennedy moves up there in that number 45 to the 34th position. The later we get into this qualifying session, Fitzy, what kind of adjustments do you think these guys will make out of desperation to go and get that pole position, or do you really think there's not an incentive to put a crazy adjustment in these cars and just wait for race day?
It's pretty much depends on if you wanna go for the pole or just lay back and just call it a day, just put on the right setup, to be quite honest with you. So there's like a bunch of guys out there who try to run a quicker lap. There's some others that decide to nah, we're not gonna even go for the pole, just call it a day and just put the race setup in.
Right in the middle of it, right at the back of this group here, rather, not in the middle, but in the back, there's Rodney Crouch, rookie in that 40 car, running the discount tire scheme. He is third on the starting grid right now, 27.138, with 7.5 minutes to go in this first cycle of time, expecting it to reset to about 20-30 seconds at least twice before this qualifying session comes to an end. At the back there, that's the 25 of Stephen Colon running the National Guard colors. He is currently in the 39th position there with a 27.39. So obviously whatever adjustment is in that 25 right now, not agreeing with the Season 1 Dover winner right now. This is getting mirror full of Tyler Mills in the 97, who still sits 9th on the grid. There's his teammate Ben Young coming off the pit road, sitting in the 32nd position with a 27.334. So that AAA car not having the best qualifying run right now with 6.5 minutes to go. Just trying to see what he can get here in these final minutes.
It's at this point, with these final minutes to go, as we look at the number 9 of Ryan Benjamin, he gets out onto the pit road trying to get whatever position he can get in. So far, it's sort of been just a quiet day around this racetrack. Not much crazy stuff has been happening from what I've seen, but so far, I would want to get to know something there, Freedomainer. I want to know, what's your future plans? I heard from somewhere that you're trying to start up a truck series going on.
Oh yeah, next spring, once the Scott's Grand Nationals and Cabela's Cup Series line up, we have the DLP IndyCar Series coming back. It's not going to be on the NIRA channel like it was this last season. It's going to be right here on Freedomator. We're going to have I'm going to have the schedule announced at a later date, but I am working on one right now. We also have the Pilot Flying J Truck Series that is going to be going on. I have actually uploaded introductions for those two series on my channel right now. If y'all want to go check it out, the viewers, you can. I would appreciate any feedback you've got. That would be very much appreciated, as we see the 07 and 97 getting together there. Tyler Mills diving to the inside of Roman Fenway through turn 3 and 4. And Roman Fenway, that may have hurt his lap a little bit there, as we are under 5 minutes to go this first cycle. He sits 16th on the grid with a 27.243 to Tyler Mills' 27.201. Again, not an awful lap as Gatlin Downey, where did he come from? Now holding up the 97 to Tyler Mills. And the 18, your Vegas winner, Brady Ugest, right there, currently sits in the 22nd position, so not an awful qualifying run for him so far. Everyone's staying pretty clean right now, and look at the outside lanes start to come in. We were expecting that on race day. The outside line of turn 1 and 2 looks to be more prevalent than it is over in turn 3 and 4, as you see Gatlin Downey on this end of the racetrack able to drive it in a little deeper there.
Fitzy, I sort of want your word on this. If anything, what would you expect some of the drivers?
We'll get him back in just a second. Meantime, 3.5 minutes to go here at Pike's Peak. It's Brady Ugest and Tyler Mills going at it, going into turn 1. A beautiful pass by Tyler Mills on the inside of Ugest. Obviously not for a racing position right now, just trying to get a good lap, but that was impressive. Impressive move by the 97 of Tyler Mills. Two minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this qualifying session before the double resets, of course. It is still Trey Smith on top of the board with Creed Daniel second. Rodney Crouch, Noah Clifton moves into the 3rd position. Rodney Crouch 4th. Dale Lightning 5th, Chase Miller 6th, Jameson Thull 7th, Nathan Stapleton the surprise in 8th, Darren Arnsdorf moves all the way up to 9th, and how about Tyler Mills still inside the top 10 with a 27.201.
Oh, that's a massive brake check.
And Fitzy, what do you think in these as we get later into the run here, these drivers, especially on race day, do you think that there would be much of a chance for them to overtake each other as much during the races they're doing right now? Because this is a lot of overtake for being later in the run, especially considering tires and wedge adjustments as we see the 4 Mark side going on the pit road. What do you think the driving conditions must be like on this flat racetrack as we get later in the run?
Later in the run is very slick. On, I would say, 10 fetting on old tires, but I won't be surprised if people try to send in on old tires, but yeah, with about 40 some minutes or 40 some seconds left, some of these guys are trying to go for the pole on newer tires than the guys who are on old tires.
We've got about a minute and a half to go. That is factoring the 2 resets in. This first cycle, 25 seconds remain. And everyone just trying to beat that man right there. Trey Smith in the 91 sits on top with a 27.019. He has had that pole position with that lap since we had 13 minutes to go in this session. Very, very impressive by that Evernham team. Possibly put their driver on the pole as we've just gotten through the first reset. 20 seconds remaining in this second cycle. Have one more cycle after this before the session ends.
It's sort of surprising, and also hello once again. Sorry, a lot of communication breakup on my headset alone, but so far, a lot of people are probably not going to be able to do it. I think right now what we're seeing is going to be the
Whoa.
final starting positions. Uh-oh.
Noah
Oh,
Clifton
one got
body
over.
slams Trey Smith going through turn 3 and 4. He sits third on the grid right now. He did not beat his better 27.093 lap that time. And as the session comes to a close, again, all about Trey Smith in the 91. He takes the pole here at Pikes Peak for the Denver Biscuit Company 400. Creed Daniel, the surprise, in second. Noah Clifton, third. Rodney Crouch, fourth. Dale Lightning, fifth. Chase Miller, James Thal, Nathan Stapleton, Darian Arnsdorf, Tyler Mills round out your top 10. Take a look at the rest of your standings there. So, Ethan, what did you think about this qualifying session, man?
It's a surprise, more or less. We've seen a lot of people, like, never really touched pole position. Colton Neo was there for like 5 seconds, but like so far, it's something that we've never seen before. Somebody like the 91 of Trey Smith, somebody who we've never really talked about much, once again taking pole position. But I'm keeping my eye on Noah Clifton. This is race 5 once again. And from what I heard, Noah Clifton wants to try and take the win on race number 5 every single time.
Remember, he did win race number 5, but it was not at Pikes Peak last season. Last season, it was at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Obviously, Atlanta's the finale for this season. But that would be something if he was able to do that. So, Fitzy, what did you think about this one?
It was kind of surprising, to be honest. Colton Yule had to pull for about 10 seconds and he fell all the way back to 35th. But then Trey Smith just, ever since he took fastest time, nobody gave it up to him. So, yeah, that was kind of surprising to me, to be honest.
Alright, let's go ahead and do picks for tomorrow's race. Ethan, who are you thinking?
I'm going with Noah Clifton for the most part.
He is definitely a good pick. Very solid driver and a solid ride. Fitzy, what do you think? Who's going to win tomorrow?
This guy has had the worst luck in this series. I'm picking Dale Lightning to win the race.
He is starting 5th, the Season 1 DLP IndyCar Series champion. Starting there in the 5th position at 27.141. Very good pick, and very possible for him to get up there. I'm not going to choose pick because, Ethan, you know my track record with picks. So, yeah, that's that. So, that'll about wrap us up. Yeah. So that'll about wrap us up here at Pikes Peak for qualifying. We'll see y'all in about 30 minutes now for the Scott's Grand National race, and of course the best of luck to you two, Ethan and Trixie. You're both going to be in the race, and we'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern for the Cabela's Cup Series race right here at Pikes Peak International Raceway. And for Zachary Fitzwater and Ethan Farley, this is Freedomator. I'll see y'all later. Have a good night.